Because once you get out of high school in Japan, this is the world. This is the world.
A 15-meter tsunami disabled the Fukushima Daiichi reactors.
God, man, it's so devastating. The dark side of Japan.
Beautiful mountains, modern technology, and ancient temples. But did you know that you can't go into public swimming pools or bathhouses if you have tattoos?
Yeah, I do know that. Because when we went to Japan, Liv could go in these things. She always went, and I stayed in the hotel room because I have tattoos all over me. I went to the gym, but I had tape on my neck, I had long sleeves, and I wore gloves to hide my hand tattoos, and that's how I went to the gym.
Or that many people are so overworked they often sleep in the streets.
I didn't see that.
Decide to disappear,
but I know it
happens.
happens.
An entirely new life. This is the dark side of Japan. Something that's been around for a long...
I don't know what part of Japan this is, bro. I didn't see this. If I saw anybody with a tattoo in Japan, they looked like they could murder me. That's how rare it was.
Country is the Japanese Yakuza, or Japanese organized crime group. Yakuza have been in existence for over 300 years. The Japanese Yakuza engage in extortion, black smuggling, drug trafficking, gambling, loan sharks, and other activities that control restaurants, bars, and companies all over the cities.
So they're not like, do they do like rape shit? Or like human trafficking? Did he say that?
Blackmail, drug trafficking,
drug trafficking, not human trafficking. I could get past the gambling and loan stuff. I don't know about the other stuff, though. I don't know.
And other activities that control restaurants. Yakuza members often have elaborate tattoos that have their meanings. Members of a clan often have the same
God, man, look at this picture. Look at this shit. This is full body tat.
But with a strict requirement. They should not be visible in everyday life. You might also recognize them by their missing pinky fingers.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
Often, Yakuza have to undergo yubitsume. They reached their height in the 1960s with over 184,000 members. But nowadays, their numbers have dwindled to...
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. That's pinky promise to the next level, bro. You gotta give your pinky. Now that's the pinky promise in Japan.
40,000. The Yakuza is also why the Japanese are very strict about tattoos, as it's often synonymous with the organized crime group. In Japan, people with tattoos are banned from entering most onsens.
Do I look like a Yakuza member? Do I look like I'm in a gang? Like, I feel like there should be like a little law of just common sense in Japan when it comes to that, right? Like, do I look like I'm part of a Japanese gang? I have a butterfly on my neck. I have a flower in my hand. Like, damn. I can't go to the gym without covering myself up completely. Like, my whole body has COVID.
Ryokan, traditional inns, sento, public baths, pools, gyms, or even...
Like, what if I went to a bathhouse? Are they gonna look at me? Stay away from him. He's a gang leader.
Some capsule hotels.
It should only apply to, like, locals. But if you're as white as they, like me, I don't think I'm part of a Yakuza, bro.
And sex workers would have tattoos to show romantic devotion to customers. Tattoos were deemed illegal during the Meiji period.
No, they do care, even if you're not Japanese, bro. If you have tattoos, it doesn't matter. Like, I remember talking to the guy at the gym. He told me, like, because when I signed up at the gym, he told me it's fine if I talk to him like that, but if I want to go through the doors, I need to cover up completely.
Legalized again in 1948. The stigma continues, and people with tattoos still have limited options.
Imagine going up to a Yakuza member and being like, oh, so you're part of the Yakuza.
When it comes to bathing facilities. You might be familiar with the Fukushima tragedy. In 2011, a 15-meter tsunami disabled the Fukushima Daiichi reactors, causing a nuclear accident where 3 cores melted. The incident is rated level 7 by the International Nuclear and Radiological Event Scale.
God, man, it's so devastating. I can't even imagine this happening.
When the government decided to release treated radioactive water into the Pacific Ocean, Japan had already received a green light from the UN, as the analyzed value of radioactivity is 1,500 becquerels per liter of tritium, much lower than the 60,000 becquerels per liter of tritium standard. China immediately placed a ban on all Japanese aquatic products. Some have turned to Reddit to discuss this issue. Some people have mentioned that the results of the research have shown that they are as radioactive as bananas. So there's nothing to worry about. A lot of people still expressed concern.
Chernobyl was 7, by the way? Oh my God.
concern as they're just diluting the radioactive water with seawater to lower the concentration and pretend it's safe. To put the rumors to rest, Japan's Prime Minister Fumio Kishida ate a fish caught in Fukushima, and his office released a video on social media. Ironically, it was found that China, which banned Japanese products due to this incident, had a nuclear power plant that released about 3 times more tritium than Fukushima. South Korea's Kori nuclear power plant also had similar amounts.
Oh my god. Holy shit, this is like on some Fallout shit, man. We just started watching Fallout. Damn, the shit that Japan has to go through is crazy. No, that's insane, man. That's why I'm never living near an ocean. I'm never living by a lake. I'm never living anywhere that gets earthquakes. A school, like an elementary school. Never, bro. I'm living far away from all of that bullshit. Never. That's why I'm never going to California. I'm never going to Hawaii. Like living on Hawaii. I know people that live on Hawaii. I can never live in Iceland. The fuck? What?
You said you're never going to.
I'll go, but not live.
That's the difference.
Like, we're gonna buy $1 million house in California and then it gets totaled?
No.
What do you mean no?
No, we wouldn't move to California.
That's what I mean.
The taxes are too high.
Yeah, the taxes are high. For what? For my house to get earthquaked? Doesn't America have tornadoes? I'll go somewhere that doesn't. When was the last? I remember a hurricane, but that shit happens like once in my life. It wasn't even that serious over here. Japan has tsunamis, earthquakes. Yeah, like I couldn't, man. My biggest fear is drowning.
In other countries is their maid cafes.
The maid cafes are all over the place. And the scary part is, I don't even know how old these girls are. I feel like some of them look like they were like 13. I'm not even lying.
Where staff are dressed up in maid outfits and serve customers. It's so popular among otakus that there are around 60 maid cafes in Akihabara.
Like we were gonna go to one, but like a cute one. But they are handing shit out all day long. They just stand outside.
For the most part, it's a fun and harmless experience. There is some dark side to this industry. It's said that the work environment is very stressful, and some maids have panic attacks during working hours. The maids are also forbidden to put on weight and keep their figures.
I did not know this shit was real before I went to Japan, man. I mean, before we started researching Japan, I had no idea this anime shit was actually real with maid cafes, man. It seems like it doesn't seem real, but then you go there and it's f***ing real.
There's also a hierarchy within the maids, with foreign maids being at the bottom of the...
Oh my god, it's a hierarchy. You have like the king maid, the queen maid, then you have the peasant maid, you have the lieutenant maid, the captain maid. Jesus.
Right.
I should be a maid.
Customers also have forums where they would discuss maids in sexually explicit ways. Another term that's unique to Japan is the salarymen. Salarymen are salaried workers or white-collar workers who are very loyal to their corporation. They're so loyal that most salarymen work between 12 to 18 hours a day.
Mappa.
Some have even called them derogatory terms like kaishi no inu, company's dogs, or shakichu.
I'm not reading these words.
The hard day of Japanese corporate workers began.
Yeah, man, we watched a video on this already about Japan and like their work culture and shit.
Early in the morning when people have to stuff themselves into an overfilled train.
This is one of the worst things. You would think this is fake. This is fucking real. I almost had a panic attack on a train in Japan. Remember that? Liv.
What?
Remember when I was on the train, I had to get off because it was too packed?
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't like crowds.
I don't like crowds. I fucking hate crowds.
That the government decided to have a staff specifically tasked with cramming people in. Then they'll work away in the office until nighttime. They work so late that they can only blow off steam in late night spots like izakayas or pachinkos. Sometimes, the salarymen get so tired from working that some have to sleep on the street,
So
train,
sad,
or even
man.
the sidewalk. Often, many families wouldn't be able to see much of their father since they work so much. Corporate workers in Japan are also facing dangerous consequences for their lifestyle.
I don't even know how you fix this. I said this last time. There's no fixing this. I feel like it's just going to get worse and worse because this is just in their society now. It's just part of them.
Suffering from heart conditions, strokes,
My God.
mental health issues. Sometimes you can see people screaming and punching a hole in the wall in the street.
I want to be honest. Why do you think so much anime is high school or like elementary school? Like most animes I watch, it's kids, teenagers. Why do you think that? It's because of shit like this. Because once you get out of high school in Japan, this is the world. This is the world. So their last like glimpse or memory of adolescence of like having fun and shit was when they were a kid or when they were a teenager, so they write their stories from that perspective. What the fuck are they gonna make about being an adult? The whole anime is gonna be working in a cubicle and not seeing your family for 14 hours? Who wants to write a story about that? Who wants to watch that shit? Like, no one wants to watch that. So they make JJK, a story about children and teenagers, and they like draw them to be like adults. So it's like, yeah, they look like adults, but they're actually teenagers, and that's, you know, the illusion right there. I mean, I'm a YouTuber, it's different. My life is fun right now. I'm having more fun right now than I've ever had. But for Japan, or even for you guys, you miss like your being a teenager. I don't miss it. I was fucking bullied. I had a terrible time as a teenager. But a lot of y'all, if you were to write a story, you'd probably write a story as somebody that's like a teenager. You wouldn't write one as an adult because adult life is fucking boring. My friends, all my best friends, they're not YouTubers. They live normal lives. They go to work, they come home, they go to bed. And they play games or something. They say they fucking hate their lives. They're so bored.
Streets of Tokyo because of stress. Sadly, these meltdowns are so common that most people would just walk past each other as if nothing is wrong. The worst case is called koroshi, death by overworking. The first case of koroshi...
Imagine dying from overworking. That's so sad, man. You work to live, but you're working to the point where you die.
When a newspaper company employee died of a stroke at the young age of 29.
Like, you work to live, but you're still not living. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. That's why, like, I needed YouTube to work for me. I was working and I wasn't living at all. And I didn't even go to college, so it's not like I could use a degree to get a job that I wanted to do. And I get home when people are waking up to go to work. So my day ends when their day begins. So my whole life was flipped.
Some of these people are so overwhelmed that they decide to end their lives. They often travel to Aokigahara, a suicide forest, to kill themselves. Another effect of their stressful lives is Jauhatsu, where tens of thousands of Japanese people go missing every year. People who purposefully vanish from their lives and disappear. People sometimes are so overwhelmed.
They have a forest where they do that. That's insane, man.
Although,
like, work should not push you to that extent. You know what I don't like? I hate when people brag about that. Like, I was working a lot every week when I was working at, like, UPS, USPS. Like, I was working a lot. Heavy work for hours and hours. Like, 60-plus hours a week almost sometimes, right? I wouldn't brag about that to anybody. I'm not going to go up to somebody, oh, I work 60 hours a week. You don't know what work is. I don't want to work 60 hours a week. I hate when people brag about that shit. You shouldn't brag about that. You shouldn't brag about how many hours of work you do. I hate when people do that. And a lot of people do that to me.
Oh, you just watch anime. I just worked 100 hours this week.
Are you proud of that? I wouldn't want to work 100 hours. That should be something you think about. And look how it pushes these people. These people work so many hours, they end up killing themselves. They end up dying because of it. Is that something to brag about? No. I don't think anybody should say that with their job. Like, you shouldn't brag about, unless you love doing what you're doing. But I'm sorry, I don't think someone that's working 100 hours a week is loving what they're doing entirely. I think it's cooler to say, oh, I worked 30 hours this week and I enjoyed it. I loved my job. I loved it. I think that's better to say. That's a bigger brag to me. You know what I mean?
Some people escape due to domestic violence, debt. There's even a line of business that helps people to disappear called yonigeya. Japanese are some of the friendliest people in the world. But that doesn't mean they don't discriminate.
Of course they discriminate. If I was Japanese, I'd judge everybody too, every foreigner that came. I'm sorry, I would.
5% of the population being purely Japanese. However, there's the case of hafu. These people often feel alienated as most people view them as foreigners.
Like I'm gonna be honest with y'all, like, you go to Japan, it's like a simulation, you know? They're just walking, they're walking. A Logan Paul that comes by, yo, what up, YouTube? Welcome, hit the like button, I'm judging that motherfucker. I don't care about his skin color. I'm judging his ass. Go back to the States. Of course. They're so used to doing everything the same way. They're all respectful. They do things the same way, right? If somebody's not doing it, they're going to look at them the wrong way. If somebody's jaywalking, if you're not stopping at the red light and you're still crossing the street, of course they're going to look at you weird. You're just fucking wrong, bro. I don't even think it's racism. We hear the word racism and I feel like it's always fucking used. I don't think that's racist.
Chinese hafu face discrimination as they're from countries that were colonized by Japan. This is especially true as well for black hafu. They face plenty of stereotypes, such as being good at basketball, funny, or liking rap music.
You have to understand, right? You have to understand this, right? your whole school's like 99.99999% Japanese, right? You all come from like the same way of life, different personalities, but at the end of the day, nothing's abnormal. Nothing is out of normal, right? Everybody's like the same color and shit, right? Then like a white kid comes to your school or a black kid comes to your school. You're telling me that kid is not going to be looked at differently? Of course. If I entered a Japanese school, I understand that they look at me differently. I'd look at me differently if I were them. It's just how it is. It's just reality. Like, wow. I don't know how I'd react. In a good way or a bad way. Like, oh, that's cool. There's a white guy here. Or, what the fuck is a white guy here? Like, what is he doing here? It goes on both sides. It's going to happen. That's just how it is. And then Japan, they see black people on TV or white people on TV. That's their perception of them. If they see black people in rap videos or on basketball, they watch basketball. They see a bunch of black people playing basketball. That's what they're going to think he's into. Or a white guy. They might look at the white guy and think he's into schools or some shit. You know what I mean? Or like he's into picking his nose and flicking boogers. That's what they might think. It's like if you go to an all-white school and you have a Asian kid come to the school. They're thinking Karate Kid or some shit. You know what I mean? It's just how it is. It's ignorant. You could think it's ignorant. It's I don't know. I don't know what an analogy would be, but I don't think it's racist unless you make it racist. Unless you're at the point where you're like, let's bully him. Let's bully this black kid. You know what I mean? Let's bully this white kid because he's white. That's different. But if you're thinking they're doing something because of their color, I don't really think that's completely racist if you're from that type of environment where nobody from a different race is there. I don't know, man. I just think that's just reality. That's just how it is. I think if I went to Africa, they wouldn't look at me different. Or if I went to North Korea, they wouldn't look at me different. Well, that's extreme. That's different. North Korea is different. But it's just different. That's just how it is, man. As long as you don't make it negative. Like, to think he likes basketball and rap, that's not racist to me. But then to bully him because he's black, that's different to me. That's different. That's wrong, right? It's just like me. You see a white kid, what do you think I'm into? You know what I mean? You think I yell at my mom or I yell at my dad or something. But then to bully me for being that, that's different. That's completely different. I don't know. Yeah, shooting schools, exactly. Like, I mean, that's still negative.
If you ever buy a phone in Japan, there's one little annoying...